Oh my God. What what a game of football that was to watch, Villa fans. It was, oh my God, so frustrating. I can't believe it. How frustrating that was. And I feel like I've aged about 5 years watching that. I feel absolutely emotionally drained. Third game of the season, and I am drained. Villa fans, Leicester 1, Aston Villa 2. If you are new around here, make sure you are subscribing. Get on this journey with us this season. Comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. It goes off like a fan forum every single episode. So your views and opinions matter. And let's have a like target. If we're all buzzing that we won, let's have a like target of 1,000 likes on this episode. So, oh my God, where do we start? Draining, tired, tough watch. Not the best game from a Villa point of view. I was screaming at the screen for so many times during that game. But the most important thing is the 3 points, like we always say. Last week, we played really, really well and lost. This week, we've played not the best and won. So the most important thing is all about getting the 3 points. We see it so many times over the course of a Premier League season when you watch the top teams, you know, the teams that are around the top of the league. A lot of the times they don't play scintillating football. It's grinding things out. And today we ground it out big time. We had to. There was just so much going on in that game. So, yeah, the main one was that Bogard came in for his first Premier League start, started at right back. Jadon was out. I'm not sure where he is. And I felt like we started the game pretty well. We started on the front foot, and I spoke about how important it was going to be to have a 90-minute controlled performance, and it was a 97-minute lack of control performance, and I imagine that performance is going to infuriate Unai Emery. But we started it okay. We had Watkins rounding the keeper making a pretty good save. Watkins again, clean through. Should have probably scored. And, you know, again, same scenario as Arsenal. You have to take your chances at this level. Bailey goes off injured. And it starts to get a bit scrappy, a bit bitty. And look, I think the big thing for me from this game is Leicester took us to a space that we don't want to go to. And they took us to a space where we're not that comfortable. Remember Brentford away last season? They took us to that space where they stick it on us. It gets scrappy. It gets bitty. It gets niggly. And that was the whole game in a nutshell, really. And it doesn't suit Villa. But what we have to do, and this is the big thing that I wrote at halftime. So I wrote here, where did I write it? Halftime notes, calm down, right? We then go into the start of the second half, and we've already started the second half at this point. Calm down in big words. And that's what it needed for me. And that's what we're really good at. We're really good at times, like just being calm and making the right decisions. But in this game today, I just felt like we allowed Leicester to not get on top of us with good football, but they kind of got on top of us by like niggly fouls and really like roughing us up a little bit. And I think it really sort of not knocked our rhythm, but it made us do things that we shouldn't really be doing, like dwelling on the ball and picking bad passes, rushing passes, like getting us flustered, like making us make rash challenges, you know. I think the first half we had Tielemans on a yellow, we had Onana on a yellow, so I had midfield two are both on yellows, walking that tightrope in the game, and it just halted our momentum. So I just think we've got to learn from that, because we are a very, very good football team, and we are very, very good at controlling games. We're very good at it, of sort of like knocking it around at our pace, calming everything down. But what Leicester did to us was, roughed us up and got it on their terms and got the crowd on it and got that sort of that niggle energy off the crowd. When you go to a game and sort of like there might be a player that starts to just keep fouling one of our players, and we inject that energy onto that opposition player and that frustration and their crowd really did that and made it really hostile and fair play to them, because that's what they're going to have to do if they're going to survive. Like, they're not going to pass teams apart. They haven't got the players to do so. But like I say, they took it to that zone and made it really difficult and uncomfortable for us. But the bright spark for me, McPhee magic yet again. Get in there, McPhee. Absolutely love it. That's 2 goals now from set pieces that we've scored this season with McPhee. A wonderfully created set piece. A Tielemans pass into Ramsey. His touch was absolutely scintillating. Took it on his stride on the outside of his foot, put a ball into Onana, and what a finish from Onana. Slid in, those long legs got on the end of it. So, Amadou, Onana, get in there, absolutely love him. But, Onana got roughed up. He came off because he had an injury or a knock to his leg after one of his shots. But it was a really combative, competitive performance. But we did do some things really well in the first half. I felt like first half we were breaking through lines. We had Ramsey driving forward. We had Rodgers driving forward. And we were probably the better team at halftime. We went in at 1-0 in front. And then, they were making some sort of like tactical tweaks all through the game. There were 4 at the back, 3 at the back, 4 at the back, 3 at the back. And, it was really, really difficult. But long-standing viewers will know that I have one observation with Duran at half-time. And it infuriates me when Duran doesn't wear his bib, right? And this is very little, very minor, right? But it's true that if everybody else is disciplined with their bib on, right, and he's not, I don't like it. I want them all with their bib on. But at half-time, Duran had his bib on, and I spotted it because he's learning. He's understanding now. He's a team player. He's fully on board. He's not fighting back. He's doing what he's told, and he's on it, right? I'll prove that I really got his bib on because it does annoy me. Duran even had bib on, right, at half-time. So there we go. Very minor, but it's true. He should have his bib on and he should do what every other sub does. So, love it. The bib was on. We had a Onana driving run in the second half, passed it to Ramsey. Ramsey poor cross into Watkins. And it just felt like final third decision making. We were loose, we were slack, we were sloppy. They scored. Did they score? They scored off an assist off the ref, which they were all fuming about. But, mate, sit the ref. You can't have an assist off the ref. Like, you can't put your ref in FPL team, can you, for an assist? And then we had a substitution. Onana for Barkley. Watkins for Duran on the 61st minute. In the 63rd minute, ball's in the back of the net. Duran, boom, bullet header. Looping bullet header. And scenes for me were incredible because he's learning, he's on it, he's being schooled by Emery now, and all of these little things, like on seeing the little social media posts and he's joking around with his teammates, his thumbs up, he's smiling, there's a bib on, he's working hard for the team. That is what is going to round Duran and make him this complete player. There's been no doubt in Duran's ability. He's one of the best young strikers in world football, but he needs everything else to fall into place. And I finally feel like we're starting to get there with him. And it was brilliant to see. And that's what you want from your second striker. if the first striker is not taking his chances, when he comes on and he takes his chances, Duran can do no more. All Duran can do is put the ball in the back of the net. And we're not far now from Duran starting games. And this is no discredit to Watkins whatsoever, but you have to take your chances. And it'll become a point where you cannot ignore Duran because he's scoring goals. You can't just keep saying, yeah, but it's Ollie Watkins. It's Ollie Watkins. He's our striker. No, if this kid is scoring goals, he deserves to play. So I think we will slowly start to be getting to that phase because Watkins is getting the chances, but he's not taking them. He had 2 against Arsenal, and he's had 2 today. The first one rounded the keeper, good save. The second one, you would expect Ollie Watkins to score. And we should expect him to score because he has shown what he's all about. So for me, it's brilliant to see. And that is what you want from your squad. That is everything that you want from your squad. That's why you've got a squad. You want the players that you are bringing on the bench to have an impact and to be performing. So Watkins will be sat at home again and he'll be thinking, do you know what? I've got to take these chances because when he came off and he didn't look happy, did he? But what can you do? Like we've got to get behind both of them. Definitely get behind both of them. Like Watkins, the goals will come. Like I'm not saying that the goals won't come. I'm not saying that he's a bad player. But what I'm saying is you just can't keep missing those chances. And for where we are and what we're trying to do and where we're trying to get to still, you've got to keep taking your chances because I know that there's probably going to be a lot of criticism on Bogard. And, if you're looking at the context of that, it's his first Premier League start in forever. And he's probably going to get a lot of stick. But, just as much as he does, do you know what I'm saying? So I think fair play to Duran because he's taking his chances and he's showing everybody what he's all about. And it's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, great goal from Duran. Happy to see, really pleased with the finish. And then they start to put it on us even more. It starts to get scrappy. I thought Rodgers wasn't really at it. I think he was dwelling on the ball quite a lot. I think McGinn was okay in parts, but I felt like he wasn't really helping out his right back as much, and Bogard was slightly getting exposed at times. For their goal, Bogard, he shouldn't have jumped in. As a right back, and what you see from Consa when he stands players up and he doesn't get beat, Bogard was just a little bit too rash, and he sold himself. He got done. The ball went in. Second phase, can't deal with it. And then that puts us under immense amounts of pressure. And Bogard at that point was really struggling in the game. So we made the substitution. The Nedeljkovic came on. Ramsey, who came on, went off. He didn't look happy either. But, I think that's just the world that we are now. Like, Emery's not afraid to make tough decisions and he's not afraid to make tactical decisions. So Maatsen probably added I'm not going to say defensive nous, but that little bit more awareness of what needs protecting. And I felt like when the Nedeljkovic came on, he looked really good. He looked really strong. So, it was interesting to see Bogard get that start because in Emery's presser, we'd heard about Bogard and then he was going to utilise him. And there was bright spots from Bogard. I thought in the first half, his passing range was good. He was stepping up at times. And I just think we can't really, put too much pressure on him and go in on him and criticise him because it is his first start and it is going to take time for him to get up to speed and it's going to be a learning curve for him and he will get there. He's a young kid, just like Costa as well. They're both young kids that are going to be quickly learning their trade and we've got to really get behind them because they're young players. And that's what we want to see at Aston Villa. We want to see young players that can flourish, that can be given a platform, that can be given an opportunity. And yeah, that you've got to take that opportunity. But it's a difficult league and there's going to be learning curves for all of them. So Bogard, I think, did okay, but he sold himself and he'll learn from that and he won't do it again. And Emery will nurture him as well. We've got Tielemans made a great challenge on Vardy. At the very end, we had that offside that probably would have been a penalty if it wasn't offside, but it was offside, so we don't have to think about it. So all in all, I got a headache, and it was a tough watch. It was tough. It was stressful, but we will have learnt a lot. There will be lessons for absolutely every single player not to get sucked into that type of game again. And we will all learn things about bravery and when to pass quicker. The analysis on that will be deep. And so it should, because it needs to be analysed thoroughly, because I think a lot of players will have come off the pitch thinking, oh, I didn't really play that well today. But the beauty of it is that we didn't play well and we won, which is really important. 3 points, 6 points out of 9 is vitally important as well. So, man of the match, who can we go with? I'm going to go with Duran, because that header deserved to win any game of football, and it was absolutely amazing. So, we'll quickly go through every player, and I'll just give a little bit more analysis on every player. Martinez, I thought was good. I thought his handling was good. I loved that he was coming out and gathering the ball and just like evaporating pressure, which was really good to see. When he did that little touch and turn on Vardy was super, super cold and cool. Digne, I thought, had an okay game. Pau was pretty good, running in and stepping into midfield areas. I thought he was good, but he was a little bit loose as well. Konsa was good. He had a great battle with Vardy. He was okay. I thought Bogard was okay. Tielemans was running the show for me. He had a really good performance, possibly one of our best players as well. Onana was good, rangy, combative, got the goal, fantastic. Ramsey was decent. McGinn was okay as well. I think some of them have just got to get up to speed a little bit more. Watkins, okay. Rodgers, so loose, dwelling on the ball, needs to just pass it at times. And I just think he was okay. And I think that's basically it, really. I think Duran was really good when he came on. Maatsen was good. Nedeljkovic was good. Barkley was composed as well, so that was pleasing to see that he came on and had a really good impact and sort of just got on the ball a little bit. And just not the best from us, but I think in the grand scheme of the game, the big thing are the 3 points. And Villa fans, let me know your thoughts. I think I've been pretty fair, really, on a game that wasn't that great, but most important thing was 3 points. So get involved in the comment section down below. Up the Villa, up the Duran, up the bib. Get in there. 3 points. We will have the debrief. That will probably be in the next episode. So Villa fans, subscribe to the channel. We'll have an in-depth tactical episode on the performance. We'll try and pick it apart a little bit more and figure out what actually happened with passing networks, player average positions, areas of importance, etc. So stay tuned for that one. Comment your thoughts, subscribe, smash a like. Let's get to 1,000 likes on your way out after this episode. Up the Villa, up the 3 points.